Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing the Cirque de Tarot. It's actually quite a good deck. I'm going to go through my thoughts and feelings at the end of this video, but first we'll go for a flip through in the next section, okay? So this is the box. I am at a bit of a dodgy angle. I'll show you it again when I change the angle. But yeah, so it's quite plain, I'd say, on the edges. But the front is nice and the back just has cards sort of thing. So sorry. There's a sneak peek. This is the guidebook, but yeah, let's have a look inside so you can have a look properly. So it has got like this sort of opening with a magnet on the side. That's one of the cards as well as a sneak peek. The guidebook's actually pretty good. Like in a sense, like I'd take that back for some reason, but I'll explain that later. So it's quite chunky and it looks good. Like it's quite pretty. Like there's a card per page, and like you have your card and then what it's called, and then you can have like ally, which is like upright, and challenger, which is reversed instead. For example, that's sort of good, but it doesn't really tell you much about tarot, as it's like typical meanings most of the time. So you sort of need to know tarot first before you pick this deck up. Just like a cover page and other books that she's done or tarot decks she's done. Dedication, acknowledgements. Like the artwork's lovely in this deck. I really like it. That's what made me initially drawn to it. It did come in a different order as a deck as well, which is interesting, but I'll explain it in a minute. Welcome to the show. Different ways to use the deck. The majors. It goes through the majors, then it goes through the pages, knights, queen, king sort of thing, and then it goes through the normal sort of cards, the minor arcanas, but it goes through like 2, 3, 4 in this one, because I've seen other guidebooks that go through like each of the numbers, so ace, 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 ace sort of thing, and then 2, 2, 2, 2. But yeah, that's quite a nice little book. It just doesn't explain what each card means like another book would. Like it just shows it, it explains it in a show kind of way, which does give it a nice touch and a personality of its own. But you need to get, like, if you're learning, you'll need to get this book and a different book as well, so you can cross-reference. Okay, so I'll put that aside. So this ribbon is how you get the cards out and the book. But yeah, this that's the back. This is a standard tarot size as well. It's quite comfortable for my little hands. And then that's just one of the card images. It's sort of a bit of a disappointment that this is like, you can see the card in those holes. Like, I should have just made it so it was just all yellow or something. It would have made it a little bit more pretty, in my opinion. But yeah, let's put that away. Okay, so here are the cards. They are quite nice. Like the artwork is just so sweet and so like a bit mystical in a way. They're pretty thin. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit like, wow, they're fragile. They feel like really smooth plastic, and they shuffle, like they just move around each other quite easily. So when you're shuffling, like it is like sliding and shuffling properly. Okay, so that is helpful. So it is a nice texture. It's just like I've pushed it too hard by an accident before, and I thought, oh god, that's bent, but it's been okay actually. So maybe I'll kill it another day, but not this time. So the order of the deck, it did come in a different order to the one I've placed it in. I've placed it in the standard sort traditional way for the 78 Rider-Waite's. But originally it came as like all the major arcana, then pages, all 4 pages, all 4 knights, all 4 queens, all 4 kings, and then the suits sort of thing, so the rest of the suits. So I'm just going to go through this and flick through this in the way that I've ordered it myself, because that's what we expect as tarot readers. So there's the 4, the Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Hierophant, the Lovers. It's quite a sweet card. The Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon. I quite like that Moon card. The Sun reminds me of that lemon guy off of Adventure Time. What's his name? I don't know. Put it in the comments if you remember. Judgment, the World, which is a pretty cool card. So there's Ace of Swords, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. As you can see, the swords are purple in this deck. 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, which I thought was cool as spidery sort of people. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, and then I've put it the pages myself. Page, Knight. They're like both sexes. So on these Knights of Swords like that, someone getting ready for the page in each of the suits sort of thing, but this, the surrounding of the person and the way the person's like hair is and stuff looks different in each of them. And then they obviously have like a symbol of whatever the suit is, okay? But this, like the knight in each one always has like someone that if they turned one way they'd be male, and if they turned the other way they'd be female. And then for the queen and the king, they've turned one way, so you can see like what I mean there. So obviously the queen's looking feminine and the king's looking masculine, but it's actually just the same person, which is a nice approach, a bit different for a tarot. Okay, so here's the aces of wands, 2 of wands, 3 of wands, 4 of wands, 5 of wands, 6 of wands, 7 of wands, 9 of wands. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong way, isn't it? 8 of wands, 9 of wands even. 10 of wands. Right, and there's your pages. So they're red sort of thing as well, reddy pink. And there's like masculine and feminine on the knight, and then feminine for the queen and king, masculine sort of thing. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and then the Knight. Oh, I've put these in the wrong order again. What am I like? Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Right, and here's the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and then here's the Page, the Knight, Queen, and the King. Right, so now I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts and feelings of this deck in the next section of the video. I'll see you on my chair. Okay, so let's chat about this deck, right? First of all, pet peeve and something I could have seen coming better in the guidebook is having an ally in the challenger section. Yeah, I do like the character that this deck holds and like putting the character in the deck, because obviously it's show themed, it's circus themed sort of thing, entertainment themed. I do like that, that's cool. But you need to have like at least keywords like here and here to say, like, for beginners, basically for beginners to understand the differences, because some of these cards look quite different from the original tarot. So like, for example, like the kings and the queens and things like that, all the court cards, they definitely don't give you a lot if you're a beginner. Okay, so I do think that that could have had some sort of extras in the allies and the challenger sections for the uprights or reversals. So that's one of the pet peeves for this. I did have a go at some of the little activities like spreads and stuff at the back of this book, and they were actually quite good fun to do. I do recommend trying that if you get this deck, because there were sort of things that I hadn't tried myself before. Another thing that I do find pretty cool was naming the like shows for each of the suits of cards. So in here we've got Act 1 Majors, which are all the major arcanas, and it's called The Greatest Show on Earth, which is cool. Intermission, which is the court cards. Act 2, which is Swords. A Land of Dreams and Nightmares. Act 3, which is Wands. It's All Fire and Smoke. Act 4, Cups, Dive Deep and Play. Act 5, Pentacles, Reality Revealed. Okay, so that was pretty cool, like a nice little touch again for the booklet. I do appreciate that. But other than that, like, other than having it in full colour and each page being quite presentable and quite nice to the eye, I do think it could have been improved a little bit, just to include everyone in that. But it is a decent book, like it's thick and it's like a nice paperback sort of thing. Ooh, that noise. The box, like I said before, it is a bit, I don't know, like you could probably pull it to pieces. Yeah, you can pull it straight out. Maybe that's intentional, but I think it could have been improved, especially because you can see like the horrible cardboard colour in those little holes, especially when it looks so good on the outside, so like decent quality, and then in the inside it's just a bit like, that's where they've saved their money sort of thing. The ribbon's just normal ribbon. I can't really say anything about that other than it's not pretty, like it's just yellow. Put this down. To review the deck as itself, I do think that is quite a decent size, like in comparison to my hand. Like I've got diddy hands anyway, but to shuffle this myself, I don't struggle. So if you've got little hands, you'll be fine, because it is a standard tarot size and it is a nice shuffle, but it's very flimsy. So yeah, I do find that it's a little bit, I don't know, I just feel like I'm going to break it. Like if I squash it too much this way, it's going to snap and like bend, and I'm not going to be too happy about that. The paper isn't easily scuffed or like flicked off at the edges though, which is good. It is a good quality for thin sort of paper. It's good quality. The artwork, obviously, I've said I freaking love. Like it's so beautiful. Like these cards, I do find for beginners though, some of these cards ain't going to be too obvious. Like some of them are great, like obviously you can guess that's similar to the Three of Swords normally with the heart imagery, for example, but some of them, particularly the Page, Knight, King, Queen, they're just so like, you just can't say much about them for a beginner. You have to know your court cards. And I do think that just a little bit more typical character for those court cards would be helpful for a beginner. Some of them are like I said before, some of the cards, yeah, they're pretty helpful. They're a bit harder to read for beginners as well, so like there is like sayings and stuff throughout the guidebook that do help, but if you're not sure on the original tarot, it is a bit tricky. Like that's quite a different card for the typical Eight of Wands as well. Like it can be quite different in this. There is in the imagery, particularly in this deck, there's quite a lot of like a show off sort of attitude to this, because obviously it's based on shows, circuses, performances, and that is like very much the energy of this deck. Okay, even when channeling, like because I'm psychic medium, I channeled, my channel would come through in a show kind of way. It would say stuff like it would just like, my channel would come through as like a typical like over expressive kind of channel and things like that, which was interesting. I was not expecting that, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that guides would do that just because I've changed my deck, sort of thing. I think my favourite suit has to be the cup suits, because they're a bit more colourful than the other ones. So like they're pink and blue, instead of just green or just purple a bit more, or like, well, greeny brown for the pentacles sort of thing. I do like the wands as well. The wands are pretty cool because they're quite dramatic type cards. And they're all like fire themed, which was pretty cool, and like smoke sort of thing. I do think they're pretty cool, but it has got a really nice energy overall as a deck. As a deck, it doesn't feel it doesn't feel like it's specific in what it can help with. It just sort of feels a bit more, it feels a bit more like a creative deck energy, but also like it does make like good life path sort of readings as well, so you can use it for pretty much anything, like any tarot anyway, but just for a beginner that would not be easy, I don't think. Overall, I do think this is a purchasable deck. Like, I'm glad I bought it. I do think it was worth the money that I paid. I bought it from Amazon, I think. Like, this is the kind of deck that you'd have to know your cards for the traditional tarot and then get this deck, because buying this as a beginner deck, you're not going to stand a chance, especially with the way that the guidebook is. It lacks loads of details for the traditional tarot meanings and stuff, and the cards can be completely different, or like completely not give you anything on the cards. So I wouldn't recommend this for beginners, but for people that have been like intermediate onwards or like professionals, definitely it's a lovely deck. Like every single picture is beautiful. But yeah, I hope that was helpful for you if you're decided or undecided to buy this deck. I definitely would. It's done some really nice readings for me, for personal readings and for clients sort of thing. I definitely think I will use it a lot, to be honest. I feel like it's got an energy of its own, and it is quite hard energy to describe. It sort of has like a mystique sort of energy to it, so it's like I don't know, you have to use it to reveal how it works. It's so hard, and it's mystical, like at the end of the day. This is like the energy of the deck is sort of like a secrets revealed and magic and things like that, and like how it's got like an awe to the energy, which is nice. So like just as you would when you were watching a show in one of these sort of situations, you'd be like, oh my god, that person's on fire, or like that person's breathing fire, or oh my god, that I didn't see that coming in this show. It's very much got that sort of energy as well in the deck. So I'm impressed with how they managed to do that, and it is a really nice energy to work with. It does feel different to a lot of other decks that I've used. Right, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you can now decide whether you want to buy this deck or not. I hope I've swayed you towards buying it though, because I do think it is worth the purchase. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe. And leave a comment if you've got any questions that maybe I've missed something, or maybe you want to know before you buy it. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate being here. Have a good day. Bye.